brothers, sisters, siblings, welcome to Penn Sunday School, starring Penn Gillette. My name is Michael Godot. Matt, Reddy Rich, Penn and I are broadcasting from our separate homes in Las Vegas. Today, we're going to continue our ongoing talk about plate spinning. This week, T-Taw 2 aired, and an app that Godot has made jokes about for years is now a reality. Here he is, preaching love, Mr. Penn Gillette.
You know, I think I'm throwing everything out the window I was going to talk about. And I'm thinking now that I'm going to side with Ivanka Trump and the federal troops in Portland.
Are you?
Really?
That's where I'm going to start out, yeah. Ivanka Trump got a lot of shit, which she deserved. I'm so sick of people thinking that Ivanka's kind of okay.
Right.
I spent time with Ivanka, too, you know. She has the brains
Right.
God gave a goose.
Mother Goose? Because Mother Goose is a pretty good story writer.
She's not smart.
It's not a... Okay.
And she's not compassionate. And she's not empathetic. She's just been compared to other people. You
Right.
know, she's short for the NBA. You know, in terms of if you met her out of context of her dopey, hateful family, you would say, here's a dopey, hateful person.
Right.
You know, it's just that she's in this crazy environment. And so it looks like, you know, for a moment that she's kind of sane. But, you know, when this whole pandemic hit, Ivanka said that crazy thing about here's time to learn a language or do all this incredibly privileged stuff. Well, you know, my family has now been locked down for knocking on 5 months. It'll be 5 months in a week or two. And we're going crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And I find that my arbitrary schedule is helping me tremendously. You know, I am studying the Stephen Fry book and writing poetry. I am plate spinning. I am playing my bass. I am exercising, bodybuilding like a freak. And I am watching my diet down to the teaspoon, you know. And all of that is focusing me. But all of that comes from a position of incredible wealth and privilege, you know. And someone who was smart and not Ivanka would have been able to state that very, very good kind of observation for people who do have time, not time that they're filling not going to work, but time that they're trying to fill. They might have been out at a bowling alley or a restaurant or a bar, right? That's the time we're trying to fill. Because many, 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 many people have to work. And many, 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 many more people than that have to try to find a way to work as unemployment stuff goes. So if she had found a way to say, if you're trying to fill time you spent at a bar, here's a few good ways to do it, she would have had my heart. The fact is that I'm having such trouble during the lockdown experiencing my own suffering because my own suffering seems so inconsequential.
Yeah.
You know that feeling?
Definitely. Yeah. Even the idea of like, for the first time, we can't threaten to move somewhere, right? Like, all right, if this keeps up, I'm just going to move to, you know, Canada, Ireland, whatever, you know? And as someone pointed out to me, you know, that's actually kind of still a statement of privilege. If you think you have the resources to just pack up and move to another country and figure out how you can make it work, that still actually points to some sense of privilege or opportunity or wealth that maybe other people don't have.
It's actually very hard to do.
Right.
I'm living in a household with 4 family members who are healthy, and we have the wherewithal to live comfortably and I have plenty of food. And even I have the privilege of being able to diet, because being able to pick your food carefully is an incredible privilege. So when I find myself sliding into a deep, dark funk, the funk is increased by the fact that I don't deserve it. I say, boy, there are people, over 150,000, who have died of COVID. And all of those people, or, the vast majority of those people had families. Those families are all suffering. We now have, it's over 1 million people that have COVID. And even if they are without symptoms, they're still suffering tremendously, worrying about how to navigate through all that. And then there's the people who are having to go to work and deal with a kind of health threat that I've never dealt with going to work. Never dealt with the fact that if I'm going to work, I could be jeopardizing myself and my whole family.
Yeah.
So I don't have, I can't justify having a funk. So in the meantime, I just, do my stupid plate spinning, and I play my stupid bass, and I read my stupid poetry books, and I exercise my stupid body, and I eat my stupid food, and try not to complain. I also want to read this because I think it's important. We are not going to give any name whatsoever on this, because we don't want any chance of doxing or anything unpleasant happening as a result of our show. So this is being just read anonymously. I can't take my co-workers being labeled as stormtroopers any longer, particularly after seeing the videos of what's happening and discussing things with them. They're pretty good guys and gals. The correct term is people, I suppose. Everyone is trying to do what's right, I guess. Not trying to change your opinion on them. I suppose we just have a fundamentally different idea of how things work, and that's okay. I spent the last few years working cases involving child exploitation. I'd like to think that meant something. Maybe I ended the podcast too early. If so, that is on me. My bad. But I had to finally turn things off the other day. Well, that's a point of view we need to see. Once again, there is no doubt that there is systemic racism in this country. There is no doubt that the police in our country need some reform. Whether that's 1% of the officers, whether that's 1% of the police departments, whatever that is.
Or whether there's policies that the police would agree with that need change,
Yeah.
The types of problems that we call the police for that are absolutely a waste of their time and outside of their field of expertise.
And they're also apt to escalate in unpleasant ways.
Right.
However you want to say that, there are problems that we have to deal with. And there are certainly protesters who are knuckleheads.
Yeah.
I saw some video of, Mo Howard, Curly Howard, and Larry Fine, who were out protesting. There are certainly some people who have an inherent violence and a lot of hate in their system, and who are outraged beyond belief with the system as it is. And some of that explodes into lighting things on fire, setting off fireworks, throwing things, and breaking into stores and stealing shit.
Or we have a case here where people who are actually either anarchists or white supremacists, like a case here in Vegas, where they're using Black Lives Matter to go and attack situations, and the police are in charge of stopping those people too.
But it is a tiny, tiny number of people. To to say what Trump should have said, no, this is not true. In this case, there are knuckleheads on both sides. Those federal agents should not have beaten certain people with clubs.
Well, that's what I mean. Aren't we really? It's just really hard to digest. Like, if there's I mean, everything you're saying is true, but what we're really saying is about what we're really talking about is Trump's use of the Department of Homeland Security.
Right. I was going to get to that.
Okay.
Absolutely. And also the impotent outrage that I feel that our president they can say in his defense, he was just trolling the libs. Fuck you so hard you can't believe it. The president of the United States of America should not be trolling. My son, who is 14, should not be trolling. But he could be excused.
Yeah.
I could almost excuse some trolling for artistic purposes up until the age of 25. Abby Hoffman, Jerry Rubin, Glenn Beck, they were trolling. That's what they were doing in the 60s.
Yeah.
They were trolling to start a dialogue. That's fine. Before you have your wisdom teeth out, you can do some trolling. If you are president of the United States of America, you no longer get to troll. Sorry.
Up until recently, I think we would have thought the president wouldn't have even had time to troll. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
But how is that a defense?
It's not a defense, but it's a shocking admission that it isn't what we thought it was going to be at all. I cannot imagine having time free. I mean,
Well, the motherfucker doesn't get into the office till 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
He watches TV before that. What job have I ever had where I could watch TV until 11 in the morning?
Exactly.
No job.
What I'm saying is,
I agree.
How can the president's job that be possible? It's not possible with the juggler job.
But what I'm saying is that to use that as a defense, he was just trying to piss off citizens of the country he's been elected to lead. That's what they're saying. Ha, ha, ha. He was just trying to upset people. When did Obama just try to upset people? He certainly upset people.
Yeah.
But was that ever, ha, 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 laughing up my sleeve? Let's see who I can piss off and get crazy?
Yeah. I mean, George W. Bush.
Never.
I hated him. And then when he talked in a way that was meant to be broad-reaching while maybe secretly subtext still saying things I disagreed with, I hated that. Mm-hmm. And I used to say, you know, what we need is politicians who really don't speak that political bullshit, but actually say what they really feel. And now I'm finding out how wrong I was about that.
But he's not saying what he really feels.
Right.
He's saying anything that pops into his head. And what pops into your head is not what you really feel. What we're losing is there is no glory in spontaneity outside of close friends and the entertainment field.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with considering for an hour what you intend to say in a public forum.
Right.
If you're writing a paper for a class, if you're writing an op-ed for a newspaper, if you're writing a letter to the editor, if you're making a speech for a group of your coworkers, taking time to say, what do I really want to say? What do I really want to get across? Thinking of that and saying it, that's something beautiful and good. Now, when we're all sitting around on movie night and cracking wise with close friends, there's something beautiful about off the top of your head. When you're doing improvisational music, improvisational comedy, improvisational drama, there's something wonderful about tapping into stream of consciousness. I don't know when it's good for a president to tap into stream of consciousness. When Obama sang Amazing Grace, when Obama spoke from his heart about the shootings of school children, I didn't want spontaneity from him.
Right.
I wanted heartfelt thought. That doesn't mean it's not true. Some of the stuff I believe most in my life that I've said is stuff that I've considered for years the exact way to say that.
Yeah.
And the idea of celebrating a fucking dickwad saying anything that pops into his head and farting it out like a pig is disgusting. And the idea that defenders of Trump would say, oh, he's just trolling the libs. Once they've said he was just trolling the libs, my answer is everybody should say he should no longer be president.
Yeah.
And if Obama had been trolling conservatives, fuck him. Get him out of there. There should be no trolling. I would even say there should be no trolling of white supremacists and murderers. You can consider what you're going to say to them carefully. And the idea that this fuck just said we're going to push back the election, maybe, question mark. First of all, 2 question marks. Nobody over 15 is allowed to do that. 2 question marks, fucking bullshit. I mean, some respect for the language we speak. And you know, I use all caps in texts, and I use multiple exclamation points. That's because I'm a fucking idiot. If I were sending something out that millions of people were going to read, I would make sure it was written carefully. I had enough of Trump when I was on Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
Now I'm fed up so much that I can see why that rage could be misfocused profoundly. I also believe now, from the bottom of my heart, that Trump sent out federal troops in order to get video for his ads for re-election. That does not mean that every person he sent to do that job was in any way part of that. It is asking an awful lot to expect someone to look from a historical point of view and say, what he's asking us to do is wrong, I'm not going to do it. I don't think if my job were Homeland Security, that I would be able to get a perspective that would allow me in this time of worry for our family and worry for our country to not do that job. Expecting that out of people is, I think, too much. So there you are, you're in the front lines, people are throwing shit at you, you've got a shield, there must be some compassion for them. But I've got to tell you, as hard as I try and meditate on it, as hard as I try my meditation, it is getting more and more difficult to find love and compassion in my heart for Trump. I still try it. I still work on it. But I remember my favorite story my father used to tell was of a minister. And I don't know if he knew this minister personally, or it was a story, or it was apocryphal. But he recalls the minister saying that when a woman was giving him a very hard time, I'm finding it very difficult to love you. And there was a Zen master who was held prisoner for decades, who his biggest worry was maybe he would lose some love and compassion for the guards. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard because we have a petulant, ignorant, stupid child who's been put in a position of great power. And other people, for very cynical reasons, are supporting him. And it is hard to see. It is hard to see all the signs of the collapse of our country, which is a country that, for all sorts of reasons, some of them not good, I was very, very fond of.
Yeah.
And still am fond of. Still think that's possible. But I wanted to give those 2 points of view that privileged people are suffering, although their suffering is not as important or compassion worthy as those who are really suffering in the front lines. It's still real. And also that people who we referred to as stormtroopers, we were not kind and thoughtful enough to.
And sanity is sanity, you know.
What's that?
Like sanity is sanity. So yeah, you can look at it from a place of privilege, but we still want to make sure you're doing okay, and we want to make sure that you're finding ways to keep it going on.
When your problem is keeping yourself focused by plate spinning, you're a very odd person. I don't think that when I said, wow, the plate spinning is kind of keep me together, that there were 100,000 people in this country going, right on, finally, someone understands me. I believe I am falling into the Bob Dylan category and not in the Bruce Springsteen category. The Bob Dylan category being, what the fuck is he thinking?
Yeah. The
Springsteen category is, yeah, baby, that's what we're all feeling.
Yeah.
So someone else, your life has been, Michael Godot.
Yes.
Thinking up ideas that other people do. What's this latest app that was stolen from you?
Oh, yeah. 40 years ago, when fax machines came out, I said, you could put your palm on the screen and fax a copy of your palm to someone, and they could pretend to read your palm.
No, you can't. The original fax machines, you fed the paper in.
Okay.
You couldn't feed your palm in.
Once the scanners came out, I always thought you could just scan it.
Now we're 30 years ago.
You could scan it, send it in. I could fax you back a palm reading, and we could run this business this way. And I thought that is just too immoral for any human to actually do. And now there's an app for it.
You take a picture of your palm.
Picture of your palm and send it right to them, and bam, they spend an hour pretending to be looking at it and then send you back a reply.
Have you looked at the app?
I have not looked at the app. I think my eyes would catch on fire. I don't.
No, I know. I'm always curious, because like the, when you first see a palm reader, there's a palm reading downtown in Fremont, like,
Sure.
I always look to see the cautious language, but apps tend to have a much harder kind of red tape and hurdles to get through than your average, street fair
pretty sure
palm
it
reader.
says for entertainment use only.
Right. And that's enough. Yeah. I'm just always curious about how those things clear those hurdles.
That's one of the questions the senators should have asked Tim Cook.
This
Look, I know
palm reading app.
I only have 5 minutes to represent my entire state and my political party on national television. I download this palm reading app, Mr. Cook.
No, I think the question would be better. Excuse me, Mr. Cook. That palm reading thing. That's pretty cool. How does that work?
It says I'm going to live a long time. I'm really happy about that.
And then the next senator comes up and goes, I cede my time to the gentleman from Nevada.
Yeah, because it's so cool, guys. Thanks for the time. Look, it's getting both my left and my right hand.
And it saw this line, which I always thought was kind of bogus. Turns out that's my sex line. Hey, Tim, have you done this? It's pretty cool.
Is it fair, Tim, to ask you can you show your sex line to all of America? Can you show your sex grease?
And my meridian of Jupiter goes right across my lifeline, showing that I'm going to have a really important event in the next few years. Can you see? Can you see my meridian? So I'm trying to...
The chat points out that sending a high-definition photo of your fingerprints to known con artist is probably not a good idea.
I wonder why it was only 99 cents for a reading.
I said my meridian of Jupiter.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one conversation that I had. We did a show.
Let's do some ad spots first.
I asked you some ad spots first. Then I'm going to talk about America, but not the country, but rather the band.
Oh.
Okay.
A Horse with No Name.
We've discussed the lyrics extensively.
Sister Golden Hair. But I'm going to discuss the meridian of Jupiter.
All right.
But first, I'm going to talk to you all about what we know. What can I say about these guys? As we slowly adjust to the new normal, we need to be smart about how we do business. Luckily, there's Stamps.com to make things easier. Thousands of small business owners have discovered the benefits of Stamps.com just in recent months. They've been able to keep their businesses running and avoid the crowds at the post office, all from their own computers. With Stamps.com, you can print postage on demand and avoid going to the post office. And you can save money with discounted rates you can't even get at the post office. So you get to stay in your house and save money. Stamps.com also offers UPS services with discounts up to 62% and no residential surcharges. If you do business and ship things out, you know that UPS's residential surcharges are really quite a pain. Stamps.com brings all the mailing and shipping services you need right now to your computer in the comfort of your home or office. Whether you're a small business sending invoices, an online seller shipping out products, or just working from home and need to mail stuff, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. When we send out autographed pictures, we send out t-shirts, we send out anything, we do it through Stamps.com. Like I said, Stamps.com, you get great discounts too. 5 cents off every stamp and up to 62% off USPS and UPS shipping rates. It's a no-brainer, saving you time and money, and they've been so good to us over the years.
Yeah.
Right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in
Penn.
That's Stamps.com. Enter
Penn.
Who else do we have that we like here? This episode is brought to you by Fracture. I don't want to get this. It's too far away. Fracture turns your digital images. I put my Fracture on the wall, so it's up and it's pretty. But I have a big computer here, and I can't turn it, and I can't carry it over any longer. Anyways, what it does, it takes your digital pictures and puts them on glass, directly on glass, and it is beautiful. It transforms your memories into handcrafted, frameless prints. I love mine. Mine's of Penn Sunday School. I'm there looking all mustached and short-haired, and I have stained glass behind me, which Fracture, of course, doing a digital printing of stained glass, looks beautiful. Fracture helps you focus on the moments that matter most by turning your favorite memories into beautiful glass prints. Fracture prints directly on durable glass with soft edges for safe handling. That's for sure. Because if you can cut yourself carrying a piece of glass, I would do it. And they've got it so even I couldn't do it. And each print comes with a 100% happiness guarantee. If for any reason you do not love your print, Fracture will make it right. Oh yeah. Glass prints also make unique gifts your friends and family will never forget. Fracture prints look incredible. They really do. You need to see them to believe them. Upload your photo at fractureme.com/pen. Print your photo on glass today. And you've got a special deal for our listeners. When you visit fractureme.com/pen and enter promo code
Penn.
you get 1/5 off your order. That's 20%. That's fractureme.com/pen. Enter promo code
Penn
to save 20% off your Fracture glass print. fractureme.com. It's a really, really beautiful thing. We thank them so much for sponsoring our podcast. Get fresh. You want to get fresh with HelloFresh, mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking fun, easy, and affordable, and pre-measured.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
HelloFresh offers so many recipes to choose from each week to help you break out of your recipe rut. There's something for everyone, including low-calorie, vegetarian, and family-friendly recipes every week. HelloFresh offers fresh, high-quality ingredients every week for a super flavorful experience. Delicious. I've done this. 90% of the ingredients are sourced directly from growers to ensure the freshest recipes are delivered to your door. You save time effortlessly. HelloFresh offers contactless delivery to your doorstep for easy home cooking with the family. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking, get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes or even 20 minutes with their quick recipe options. HelloFresh can help you eat more sustainably. It's surprising, but HelloFresh pre-portioned ingredients means there's less prep and less food waste. Flexible and fits your lifestyle. Keep your fridge stocked by adding extra proteins or sides like garlic bread to your weekly order. Easily change your delivery days or food preferences and skip a week whenever you need. Feeding the whole family has never been easier with larger box sizes for more servings and more savings. It's giving back. HelloFresh is committed to making fresh, delicious food available now more than ever and has taken extra steps to keep its employees and customers safe. It's just a great thing. All these things are great. Sustainable. It's fresh. It's easy.
You know what it does that's so great? You quit picking out what you're going to get for dinner. You know what a battle that is to try to decide what you're going to have for dinner? Them sending you a box ready to go. Ugh, it's so good.
It's really good. It solves the problems, and it's also moral.
Yep.
You know, it's sustainable. It's their employees are safe. You're safe. Go to HelloFresh.com 80
Penn.
and use the code 80
Penn.
to get a total of $80 off. Wow. Including free shipping on your first box. That's a big deal. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details. HelloFresh.com/80Penn.
Penn.
That's 80
PENN.
That's correct. It is it's a great thing. It's a great thing. I've tried HelloFresh recently. It's so great. Keep doing it. Keep going. Hands down, my favorite meal kit delivery service. So I was trying to think what the names would be called on your palm, the bullshit names for palm reading.
Yeah.
And I thought about how we had America open for us in Atlantic City. And I came out on stage right away trashing the opening act, which is not really a polite thing to do.
But a tradition.
And came out saying plants and birds and rocks and things. You just need one more thing to come up with. You don't need to say things. But then I asked them, is it Sister Golden Hair where they say, and the Tropic of Sir Galahad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I said to them, guys, what do you mean the Tropic of Sir Galahad? And they said, there's a Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. I said, yes. And that's the end of the fucking list. It's not the Tropic of anything. So that was why I said.
That's for Tin Man. The name of that song is Tin Man. Yeah.
Tin Man, right. Someone correct us right away on that?
No, I did.
Oh, good. So you know your America music?
I wouldn't say that. I know I'd get in trouble for suggesting such a thing.
But you do like the music of America?
A lot of the hardcore America fans would hold you very accountable. Goodell.
I know. When I was growing up, that was played in my household.
By whom?
My mother. Okay, my very wise mother. She also listened to Biff Rose, which, as you know, is the greatest.
Biff Rose, who
used to be the greatest.
who wrote a song called "Fill Your Heart with Love." It was covered by David Bowie and by Tiny Tim.
Ah.
As far as I know, the only song recorded by both of them. And it is a wonderful song. And Biff Rose's album, The Thorn in Mrs. Rose's Side, is a wonderful, wonderful record. It's about taking LSD. It's about being crazy. But I don't know if you followed Biff Rose the past 20 years.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it used to be cool.
Yeah.
He's gone bad. Things have gone bad.
I don't think we want to go on record as supporting Biff Rose.
Sure. We supported Biff Rose in 1968.
Yes. And
For a very short time.
In 1969, yeah. Because Biff Rose has gone a little dingy in a very, very unpleasant way.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
The internet allowed me the celebration. Oh, I can find Biff Rose. Isn't that cool? Oh, I found Biff Rose.
Now I'm going to go to jail just for tuning in to Biff Rose's webpage.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want anything to do with Biff Rose now. What do you got, Matt Donnelly? What's going on in your life?
Well, I am. I'm sure you guys are really excited that sports has returned. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What's that like? What are they doing? Here's the weird thing. I was reading in the paper, which is not on paper. I was reading in the Glow that, baseball's coming back and they televise games. And I said, I'm going to watch one of these games. I'm really interested. And then I said, something seems wrong about that, to only watch them in their weakness. But what's it like?
Well, it's strange, but also like I welcome it as a relief so much because, we can't do much right now. And then our live is then looking at the news.
You could do plate spinning.
I could do plate spinning. I could start measuring my food more. But it was so nice.
HelloFresh measure it for you.
That's right. It's been lovely just to have other things to look at, like other stories to look at that aren't consequential. It's really nice to read inconsequential news on my phone.
Now, the Marlins had people that were COVID positive, right?
Yes, they had about 14 people or something like that in their organization.
Now, you can't fool me. There's 9 people on a baseball team.
that play at a particular time, yeah.
How did 14 people get sick?
Well,
were they cheating?
Somebody's got to drive that.
Wait
bus.
a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's that guy doing next to the pitcher?
Damn it. We thought he wouldn't count. He did it, guys. We got to pack it in. Forfeit. We are 2 guys in a trench coat playing right field. Much easier to catch home run balls that way. Well, that's the thing. All the sports are approaching it in different ways. Football is pretending like there is no pandemic, and then
what do you mean? What do you mean? What are they doing?
So far, they have announced no adjustments whatsoever to their schedule or to like what they're doing for their games.
And when do they start?
They're supposed to start next month,
September.
Yeah.
When we believe things will be, at best, a little tiny bit better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most likely worse.
Yeah.
Maybe wicked worse.
Yeah.
They're going to let people go into the stadiums?
Well, yeah. So now each stadium is starting to announce their own policies for how they're going to handle people coming to their stadiums and stuff. But I haven't seen a lot of announcements. I've only seen 1 or 2. And so, I mean, something's going to happen because I don't think they're just going to just let everybody go to football stadiums and get COVID.
Have any of them announced to take you up on your plastic bubble offer?
No, I have my plastic bubble. It could fit at least half a football game in it. No, or just have them play in bubbles themselves, like that old American Gladiators show.
Sumo wrestlers, yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to have the convention centers reopen with everybody in a bubble.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, the NBA did the giant bubble. They did the giant. They had everybody quarantined for a month. They're in Disney World.
We're using bubble in 2 different ways.
Yes.
Reddy is using it literally.
Yeah.
You're using it metaphorically.
I am. Reddy Rich wants to remind the audience how much of an idiot I was about trying to reopen Vegas. I concede. I thought I was really saving the world there, and turns out COVID's just a little smarter than I am. Deal.
All you need is one strand of RNA to be smarter than Matt Donnelly.
I concede.
I walked by the TV last night and there was a hockey game on. Were they playing like the music and stuff? Were they having, da-da-da-da, charge? There's no one there. I don't know if they know that. But
no,
baseball seems like it's doing that as well.
It is. They're all experimenting right now with pumping in artificial crowd noise.
I was going to say with LSD.
That's possible too. Certainly
like
the mascots.
Wasn't there a pitcher that pitched a whole no-hitter on LSD?
Yes. Yeah.
What was that?
I forget his name.
Goose.
No, it wasn't Goose Gossage.
It wasn't?
I don't think so.
All right. I don't know.
Anyway, God bless him.
Yeah. That guy is a hero. I don't know why we don't celebrate him on certain days.
Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis, that's it. Yeah.
And successfully. He pitched successfully.
Yes.
No hitter's pretty successful.
And I've done LSD. There's no way I could have thrown a no-hitter. So he is a man of great talent.
But what amazing is, I think you could think you threw a no-hitter.
That'd be great. If anyone needs me, I'll be locked in my bedroom throwing a no-hitter.
But go on. What is baseball doing?
So baseball, they're just trying to make sure their players stay safe on their own and make the stadiums and practice facilities themselves. They're basically trying to follow the protocols to make it safe. And that's been a dicey predicament, as we just described the Florida Marlins, and then 2 players on the Cardinals also got it. And, so
it's moved to fish and birds.
And dogs.
The NBA's done the craziest thing where they have a barber there in quarantine. They have all their cooks there in quarantine. They've moved everybody inside this facility in Florida and Disney World, and they all are staying there. They're missing, family weddings. They're missing funerals. They are there locked in so they can play against each other. And even then, the older the coaches and stuff are still wearing masks in the quarantine facilities. And they're making a really committed, strange deal for the whole thing.
And when do they start playing?
As of this recording, this will be the 4th day of this season.
So what are they doing for their audience?
So they they let up to 300 fans can be selected to actually watch live, and those fans are virtually placed in seats around the stadium on screens. I have the NBA app. You can pump in your applause, and then they show meters of enthusiasm from the people watching, so the players can see.
Do they see your picture too?
Only if I'm one of the 300 selected, they would see my actual live face watching.
Oh, they see your live face. So
yeah,
there will be NBA dick pics.
Yes, yeah, that's for sure. But like disguised, like as if they're like wigs, like little like little like bendy wire to make hands and stuff. It'll take the NBA like a second to figure out that a penis has been watching the game for like five minutes.
So,
which is really distracting for foul shots. Really distracting to wave that guy around.
I think if you want to lay upside down,
yeah.
So maybe you could you'd look like a fellow with a very, very long nose.
Put googly eyes on your thighs.
No, I was thinking googly eyes on your testicles.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you and I were picturing a different frame.
Yeah. I'm thinking a very, very close up frame. And maybe a smile across your thighs. A slice of watermelon in your lap and upside down. That's what I'm picturing. And by the way, that's the title of our show, A Slice of Watermelon in Your Lap and Upside Down. So we got that done. I should say now, because I don't like to do a show of PSS without violating an NDA agreement.
Oh, great.
That this October, starting the second week in October, we will be doing Fool Us.
Yeah.
We'll be doing it at the Rio. We are considering buying a testing machine.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have an entire floor of the Rio, which will be closed. And everybody working on the show will be quarantined.
Yeah.
And tested daily. And then everybody from out of the country, you know how Fool Us looks set up, right? We will do that big screen will be on stage with live performances from all over the world, with Teller and I having to figure it out from video. And then about a fifth to a fourth of our contestants will be there live, but they will be far away from us, and we will be we'll be watching them from our seats. Allison will be there, and she will also be quarantined, and she will be distanced from us. We just had a long meeting where we talked about how we think Teller and I will go in for card tricks with masks and shields and gloves to pick a card and put it back in and so on.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do for season 8 of Fool Us.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the thing, is you bring this up and it's like actually kind of like what, like people are asking, like, isn't it weird to watch sports? Yeah. And this is hopefully a once in a lifetime predicament. And so like, I want to remember what it's like to watch sports in this really weird time, you know? And so like what you're bringing up is like, it's either do something this dramatic and different or nothing. Right. And so, I think it's exciting to try something like this and to get something this unique on television. It'll, you know, and it'll be the coolest collection of episodes you'll have.
I also wonder, it just struck me, I'm going to write to the producers. I wonder if we could do, 100 fans watching live.
Oh yeah. For the tapings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be pretty boss.
Yeah.
For Fool Us.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
And I can guarantee you now there'll be one person upside down with a watermelon slice in his head.
And us trying to convince CW that that's not a penis and that shouldn't be here.
No, I know him. He's a friend of mine.
I know that guy. He's a weird. Look,
He's an odd-looking fella, but we like him.
here's a picture with me and him camping.
And here's a picture of me and him camping. That was Penn Sunday School. Cha-cha-cha. You become naked. We got a lot of guests we're going to start bringing in to Sunday School. I've got Elon Lee and a Matheson, writer of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. We have them in a few weeks coming up. Also, Judy Gold, Louis Anderson. We're going to get a lot of guests coming in. Because I'm sick of talking to you guys.
I get it.
We know we love you.